Arjun had always believed that life was something that happened to him, not something he could shape. He woke up every day with the same routine: late mornings, rushed breakfasts, and endless scrolling on his phone. His dreams of improving his life sat in the back of his mind like dusty books he promised himself he'd read someday. But of course, someday never came. He worked in a small electronics shop owned by Mr. Sharma, a man in his late 50s with sharp eyes and a softer heart. Mr. Sharma constantly told him, "Beta, your life will only change when you decide to change it." Arjun nodded politely every time, but the words never truly reached him. He heard them, but he didn't listen. One morning, something felt different. Arjun didn't wake up late. He woke up with a strange emptiness, the kind that makes you question everything you've been doing. His room was a mess: clothes scattered, books unread, and a guitar he bought years ago but never learned to play. He stared at his reflection in the mirror and didn't like what he saw. Tired eyes, a dull expression, a life without direction. He sighed and murmured, "Is this really all I am?" He rushed to work, trying to ignore the heaviness in his chest. As expected, he arrived late. Mr. Sharma didn't scold him this time. He simply handed him a parcel to deliver to an address across town. "Deliver this carefully," Mr. Sharma said. "It's important." Arjun nodded and left the shop. The sun was harsh, the road busy, and he felt irritated at everything. On the way, he noticed a young boy sitting on the sidewalk, trying desperately to fix a broken toy car. The toy's wheel was missing, one side was cracked, and the boy's tiny hands shook as he tried to fix it with a piece of wire. Arjun stopped. "Why are you trying to fix something that's already broken?" he asked casually. The boy looked up, sweat on his forehead but determination in his eyes. "Because, Bia," he said, "if I don't try, it will stay broken forever." Arjun didn't know why, but the boy's words struck him harder than any lecture he had heard. He walked away, but those words followed him like a shadow. When he reached the old age home, the delivery address, he found an elderly man sitting in a wheelchair under a tree. The old man smiled warmly as Arjun approached. "You must be here with my radio," he said. Arjun handed him the parcel. The old man caressed the box almost emotionally. "Thank you, Beta. This radio, it reminds me of my wife. We used to listen to music together every evening." Arjun felt a strange sense of respect and sadness in the man's voice. Before he could leave, the old man asked softly, "Do you want to know the biggest mistake of my life?" Arjun hesitated but nodded. "I kept waiting," the man said. "I kept waiting for the right moment to change my life. But the right moment never came. I should have created it. I should have taken the decision earlier." Arjun's breath caught. First the boy, now this old man, both talking about trying, about not waiting. He returned to the shop with a mind full of thoughts. As he was closing the shutters that evening, Mr. Sharma said suddenly, "Arjun, do you know why I didn't scold you for coming late today?" Arjun shook his head. "Because I realized something. You're not lazy, you're undecided. You haven't taken responsibility for your life yet. Discipline comes from one decision, the decision to value yourself. The moment you decide that, everything will change." Arjun walked home quietly, his mind racing. Every word he had heard that day was pushing him towards something he had never considered: taking control. When he entered his room, nothing had changed, but he had. He felt restless, uneasy, and strangely motivated. He began cleaning the mess, folding clothes, dusting books, rearranging shelves. It wasn't much, but for him, it was a start. As he cleaned, he found an old notebook filled with dreams he had once written down: learning the guitar, applying for a better job, reading more, improving himself. He sat on the floor, flipping through the pages, realizing how much he had abandoned. He whispered to himself, "I wrote all this, and I did nothing." That night, for the first time in years, he sat quietly on his bed, not scrolling, not wasting time, but thinking deeply. What if one decision could change my life? He didn't know which decision to take first. Should he fix his routine? Start exercising? Learn a new skill? Pursue a dream he had forgotten? Then he realized something important. He didn't need to do everything at once. He didn't need a perfect plan. He just needed one decision. He stood in front of the mirror again. His reflection looked the same, but he felt different. He said to himself with conviction, "From tomorrow, I will wake up early." No excuses. It wasn't a big decision in the eyes of the world. But for Arjun, it was everything. It was the first time he chose discipline over comfort. The first time he chose action over excuses. The first time he chose growth over fear. He went to bed early, setting his alarm for 5:30 a.m. The next morning, the alarm rang. His body wanted to sleep. His mind whispered, 5 more minutes. But he remembered the boy's words. If I don't try, it will stay broken forever. He remembered the old man's regret. I kept waiting for the right moment. And he remembered Mr. Sharma. Your life will change when you decide to change it. Arjun took a deep breath and got out of bed. That one decision, getting up, felt small, but it was the foundation of something enormous. It was the first brick in the new life he was building. And as he opened his window, letting the fresh morning air hit his face, he smiled. Because he knew, sometimes the greatest power in the world is hidden in the smallest decisions. And that day, Arjun finally made his first one.